the episode, live reactions, raw reactions. What are you thinking so far?
I'm thinking, I really do. I'm finally glad I get to see outside this house. Once I'm left, I'm glad to see Rachel, win. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I'm not worried about going against her. So I was like, I love seeing her win HOH and making moves. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
How about you?
No, I mean, look, I she put up three on the melting pot, obviously, but the thing is like she's a badass, man. She really is. And so it's like now as a fan watching the show, it's like I'm really pulling for those types of moves for sure. And she's crushing it, man. Like I don't know how far we want to get into the episode already, but I mean, what she said at the end there, I was like
Yeah.
I was like on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what the hell right now? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna give a little recap. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how good I'll be because I don't have my recap paper with. Here's the summary. So everyone, spoilers ahead. I think you should know this. So we know Mickey, Morgan, and Vince were nominated. They were put on the block.
Yeah.
Mickey was super upset that Rachel put her up. And then she was in the room and she was crying how like she would never come for Rachel, but Will pretty much clocked her, saying that let's be real, Mickey was gonna go after Rachel if she had won HOH.
Yep.
Will goes on to say he has a great social game, and I completely agree. He's, in my opinion, in the best spot to
He
make
is.
it to the end. Um, I'm seeing if he's able to win. That's a whole nother story. But I see him going far, and I think there is a chance for him, easy chance for him to win, especially if he still has a lot of room to build a resume, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens there. After that, I'm gonna just go straight to the veto's pick. It was Will and Lauren that was picked for veto, and right after that, Lauren. Well, before that, Lauren was undecided if she was going to use the veto or not because she wanted to see what the renoms were going to be.
Right.
So going into the veto, uh, Will was out first. Then it was Vince, and then Lauren wins the third round because Morgan, Mickey, and Rachel all guessed incorrectly, leaving Lauren to win. I just want to find it. I find it so crazy that each one of them um, that got eliminated, it was because they had my name in their
I know,
answer.
right? It's
I
like
thought I
you
was
should
like,
feel
that's
honored. You're
crazy.
like, man, I'm really a
I was
part of
like,
this right now.
I was like, I'm still. Did I just eliminate them like without even being there? Like, did I just like ruin their chance? I
You
was like,
leave the house and you get out all the ops. That's
to
basically
be
what
fair,
happens.
the third question was should have been an easy one, but I mean, I guess it's different when you're there and you're
For
competing
sure.
in the adrenaline and you're racing.
Absolutely.
So I can understand why they messed up or they got the wrong answer there. So then eventually Lauren decides she's thinking of using it. She's talking to Rachel and what do you call it? She doesn't know what to do. So she goes downstairs, talks to Vince, and says, I don't know what to do. Vince says she's just trying to scare you. She goes right back up and basically she tells Rachel, I'm going to use it. Rachel tries to give her the dead stare. Don't use it. I'm going to put up Riley. If you do, uh, the veto comes up. The veto, there's a ceremony.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
ceremony.
yeah. Veto ceremony happens, and then she puts up Riley. But when she puts up Riley, or she used, Lauren uses the veto on Vince. Vince
On
comes
Vince.
off, and she gives a dead stare, saying, "We have to
She
make hard moves in
she
this." And she
stands
looks at Lauren.
she stands on business. I was
Yeah,
sitting there, I was like
yeah,
mouth open, like, what is happening? But
mhm,
hey, it's Rachel Riley.
yeah. So there is a lot to talk about from there. But before, let me see. Let's answer a quick question real quick. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
there's a bug. Are you excited to have been included in OTEB even though you were evicted as dude? Yes, dude. I was like, I found it so incredibly funny that yeah, I was like, I'm technically my name was the reason Will got out. Vince couldn't find my name last second, so he was out. And then the third round, they all picked my name, which was the wrong answer, and it was like, no, was it my name? I forgot. Anyways, yes, I felt so good to be included though. But yes, yes.
Yeah.
So the next thing is I wanted to see the next thing I wanted to go over. and you
Mhm.
tell me what you think. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the HOH, was this a bad move to put up Riley? What do you think
Um,
as a replacement nominee?
no, I mean, like she stood on business, right? Rachel stood on business. She told Lauren exactly what she was going to do, and she followed through with it. So I don't think it was a bad move. But also, I'm trying to think of like if I was still in the house, right? Now that I have an outside perspective, it's a little bit different nowadays. But I. I mean, I think it was a good move. Like I really do. I still think that she's kind of gunning for somebody else. I think like Mickey is probably the person. Who do you think that she's kind of gunning for at this point?
Who, Mickey?
Yeah, no, like who do you think Rachel's gunning for out of the three?
Out of the three, well, from the live feeds. So
Hmm.
also spoilers ahead about the
We
future
do have
things, right?
spoilers.
For tomorrow,
Yeah.
a little bit more spoilers, a lot of spoilers. I think the target for Rachel is Riley right now, based off the live feeds. But it's looking like, and this we're kind of getting into predictions here. I
We
think we
are.
can take that for later, but I don't think I think Riley would be her target just because that they believe that they can't beat him in a competition, and because
Mhm.
Riley is a huge comp threat. So I think right now that is her current target, but that always change. Anything happens in this house. So
For
um,
sure. For sure. I
yeah,
agree. I agree.
let's see. Let's see. And I think it was the last one. It was they picked my name, and it should have been um or no, they picked Amy's name, and the right my name was the correct answer
Hmm.
because the question was who were the two people that I forgot the question, but it's basically that Kelly won the blockbuster against, and it was against Zay and me. That was
Yeah.
the answer. But they picked, I think,
Mhm.
Zay and Amy. So
Ah, yeah.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the question. Yeah.
Hmm.
So thoughts
Uh
on? I was gonna answer another question from the chat real quick. You
yeah.
cool with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Thoughts on Lauren's indecisiveness? Do you think it affect her end game? Question mark.
I don't I mean I think, I mean, like, look, here's the deal. She didn't want to lose another one of her closest. I mean, me and Vince were like her final, three, and obviously she had a final two that I find out after the fact with Vince. And so like, I feel like, you know, going throughout the week, there's a lot of conversations, but at the end of the day, she had to do what she thought was best for her game, right? And so now, I don't want to. Man, I'm trying not to talk about live. I'm trying to talk about the episode because we find out more stuff that happens
You
afterwards.
can just, I would just give a spoiler to anybody, I guess, ahead. Because you know how
Okay.
come now.
Okay.
It's
Spoiler
going to be
alert.
tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the
Right.
thing.
Right.
So,
Well, okay, let me ask you this then. Like with Rachel using her HOH, do you think that it's been successful so far? That's my question to you.
I mean, we'll see because what? There's two things you could do with an HOH, right? The
Mhm.
first one is get out someone that's coming after you, right? That's the first one. Like, obviously,
Mhm.
take out a threat for your personal game.
Right.
Two is you use that HOH to build relationships, right? To build alliances, to build connections, a reason to talk to people.
Right.
And in the lives, so here's a little spoiler ahead. You're gonna see it maybe tomorrow. I don't know. In the
Yeah.
lives, there is a new alliance that's been formed called the Judges, and
Hmm.
whether Rachel wanted to join it or not, it's she can't. You cannot deny an alliance, especially if you're HOH and
Right.
next week you don't have safety. Whether she
Mhm.
wants to work with these people or not, if it's a legit alliance, only time will tell.
Right.
But that is in that alliance, and that goal was, I believe, the reason for that alliance to be built is to take out Mickey because they realized that Mickey is the one kind of controlling everything, planting
I
seeds.
know.
Or
Right.
so,
It's been crazy how it's flipped on Mickey right now. It really has in
yeah.
terms of her game. So
We will see if it's effective because right now our targets were Mickey, Morgan, and Vince because
yep.
Vince is off the block. So
Mhm.
that's one target. I think her next best target was Mickey, and that's still on the block.
Mhm.
Next, right now, I think it's Riley. So if Riley or Mickey goes home, then I could say it's a successful HOH. But based off the new alliance called the Judges, I think that is something like yes, it's a successful HOH. If you think about the two criteria that
Yeah.
like what makes a successful HOH, in my opinion, this is my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I agree
And
with you 100%.
yeah. And I
100%.
haven't answered the question yet about Lauren's indecisiveness. For me personally, I don't think it's best for her endgame because I was thinking this. If she somehow makes it to the end with Vince, Vince could easily say, I had influence. She talked about this. And everyone knows how indecisive she is. So if she's
Right.
sitting up there with someone that has a better resume, someone that had influence over there, they could easily paint the picture that I ran her game. And
Mhm.
whether it's true or not, that is going to come off to the jury, and that is going to be bad for her end game. Especially if she in this house, I think she knows because the final two deals she has is with Vince and Kat
Yeah.
already has Riley, and so I think when it comes to Lauren, her perspective, I'm thinking in this game, the only true best ally she has is Vince, even though
Yeah.
she's not aware of how much Vince is in, if that makes sense. Or even if she does realize that she believes she's still the number one.
Yeah, I mean, she can Vince can definitely use at this point if they do get to a final two. Like I was able to convince Lauren to take me off right in this moment. He can use that as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like I definitely I do agree with you in terms of Vince. I feel like has his hand everywhere right now. Like once I left the house and I saw an entire diagram of all of Vince's relationships and all the different alliances, it's he can definitely paint a much better story. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
She thought
he
in that
could.
moment it was best for her game because she didn't save me the past week, and so she's like I couldn't save Vince, like what we just saw in the episode. But yeah, I mean it's been a crazy week. I will say the
Yeah,
live and the people, the amount of people updating me on everything uh, is insane. It's exhausting. I will say
yeah. I mean, it's hard not for me. I want to keep up. I want to know what's going on, but it's hard because the game doesn't stop in
it
there. You
doesn't
know, it's
stop
like if you're
ever.
not. You know, I mean, we're back to our. At least I am kind of back to my old life, right? So you're like you're trying to still live your own life, but then you're like, wait, this game is still going on. You're interested in it, but
Yeah.
I think we should move on to the next segment or the next part. It's like, who do you think from this week after watching this episode is in the best spot to win this game? Or in the best spot, like,
I
and then the
mean,
next one would be who's in the worst spot.
oh, okay. Okay. So, best spot, I think you already hit the nail on the head. I really do feel like Will is in a very good position. It feels like he's never been targeted. People are just refusing to put him up. And honestly, it felt like when I was still in the house after he was on the block for 2 weeks in a row, there's kind of like this understood agreement that nobody was going to put him back up. It's just like, it's like, oh, he's just there because there's nobody else to put, on the block. But I feel like he solidified himself in a very good space to where if he does make the final two, Will, like I said, he has some incredible stories. He's able to like really talk well, and he can convince people. He's like been really laying low under the radar. So if he can get like an HOH, if he can make some type of move like that, I feel like he could have a very good chance of doing well. So that's probably the person I feel like is in the best spot right now. So I would agree with you. If you have
Yeah,
anybody else, let me know.
I totally agree because my two options was Ava or Will, but after Ava's HOH, she got a little blood in her hands, right? She's going to be seen as more of like it's a better reason to put her up. Not that she's going to go anywhere if she does touch the block, but
Hmm.
I think Will has way more allies than Ava does. In my
Yeah.
opinion, right? Everyone's like his social game is phenomenal, right? He's in, I guess you could say the majority of alliances. I used to say the winning alliance,
Yeah.
but since I guess if you're in every alliance, I mean, then I guess you're winning, right?
Right.
Right? It
Exactly.
could backfire, but the thing is, I don't think it will. Like compared to like Vince, right, or Mickey,
Mhm.
where that's kind of backfiring a little bit on them.
Yeah.
But Will is no one is finding him threatening. He keeps his mouth shut for the most part. Like he doesn't give out much information. He kind of hints a little bit there. I know that he was when I was on the block. He kind of hinted to like Mickey, like Adrian has allies. Like I don't know how, but I can prove it. I think he was trying to point to the bond without saying the bond.
Yeah.
But so he's keeping his mouth. He's trying to like hint, but he does not give anything away.
Yeah.
And the fact that everyone trusts him, I think the only thing, like I said, the only thing I have to worry about is if he makes it to the final two, can he sway him? And I think he could because he's like, I was in every alliance. I
Yeah.
was, I kept my mouth shut. And he could even say, I schooled these young guns, right? Because it was one of the things he was. saying is like he doesn't know if he can keep up with like us young kids, but he's keeping up. He's killing it in that game, and he
Yes.
can spin it that way that he outbeat and outlasted everybody. And
Hmm.
then towards the end, I don't know right now. I don't know if he needs to win. I don't think he needs to win because that's my third rule to win this game is you
Right.
win when you need to, not when you want to. I don't
Hmm.
think he needs to win right now.
Absolutely.
But if he does, that is a bit of a resume builder, and that could help him. But it could bite him in the butt. But again, I don't see anyone still attacking him. I still see him. No one wanting to vote him out.
Hmm.
Um, Everyone wants to keep him. They trust him. They love him. You know how great Will is socially. He's so fun to hang out with, like personally. So it's like, how can you get rid of him? You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
think he's in the best spot. But let's
Okay.
answer a
I'm
question.
sorry. I just saw this one question from Cameron. Do you even sports if you don't have framed jerseys on your wall? Yeah, no, Cam. You know exactly what it is. ATL, what's up? So um I'm very curious what else. Hold on. I'm reading this.
So the next one is do you think the jury is 9 or 7 people?
I mean, my first guess is that they're going to keep it the same in terms of what happened last year. I believe it's going to be seven, but that is just my initial gut check reaction. What do you think?
I said this in the house that I think it's going to be a 9 just because of the powers lasting the jury. Usually you don't want the powers lasting that long because that's kind of like broken. But
Yeah.
now since all the powers are flushed, including yours, like since you're out,
Hmm.
it could easily be 7. I don't know if they change it or if it's already set in stone. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was thinking 9 because of those powers. And like, so if Kelly still had her power, right?
Hmm.
There's not, there wouldn't be enough time, and I also think double eviction won't happen until jury, or at least until the
Mm.
powers are flushed. But the powers are
Mhm.
flushed now, so I guess it could happen anytime, right?
Right.
Um, because there's no way Keanu could get a mystery competitor. No way Kelly could have done her free extra veto or a
Right.
chance to win because there's no time in that, right? And
Right.
because double evictions are live, so I don't think it was gonna. I'm like, and there's no, unless they get to like it's a 7 person jury and they do like double evictions back to back, which would be crazy intense.
Hmm.
It'll be fun to watch, and I don't know about to play, but I mean, fun to watch to see them because we know them, and it's going to be interesting to see them all panic.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I thought it was going to be 9, and I guess since after today's episode, I guess it's going to be 7. No, because I was thinking double eviction would happen, but they didn't give us anything, so
I
it
know.
could be. So I'm thinking, I guess it could be 7, but I don't know. I want to stick to my original answer, so 9. Even though
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I'm gonna stick with 9. But yeah,
How just refresh my memory. They're at 12 now because it was Zay, Amy, uh, you, Jimmy.
me, Timmy,
So yeah,
5.
so 12 left, right?
Yeah, 12 left.
So yeah, so I mean, people in the house are thinking it's going to be a double eviction. I think this upcoming week is what they're thinking, or that's what was
Yeah.
happening when I left. But I don't know.
They say not the 9/11 episode is a 2 hour episode, so definitely a double or triple eviction. I don't know if they're going to do triple though. That's the only thing. I think
Yeah.
triple's too messy, too hard to pull off. And I think they would have to end Blockbuster because there's no way unless the Blockbuster's like just guess the number, whoever's closest. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like, I can't imagine. Like
It's
it has to be
so
a close spot.
many. It's just so many events. Like it's so many things they have to go through before a jury. If they did do a triple eviction, it would be just chaos for an episode. Uh, Zach, we need to know if you're proud of Lauren. Of course, she's crushing it right now. I'm really excited for her. Um, in the house, who do you think needs to win HOH the most? Adrian.
Well, it depends. It depends. That was the next question. Who's in the worst spot? So who needs to win it,
Mm,
right? Who needs to win HOH the most is someone that's in the worst spot. So I think this perfectly leads up. Who is in the worst spot in the house? So we know Will, and I think Will and Ava are in the best spot.
yeah, yeah,
Vince, it depends who wins next. It always depends who wins. But I think the worst spot, like who's going to always see the block, probably Keanu and Kelly
I
would
was
probably be
thinking.
right.
I was
Uh,
thinking Kelly just because it seems like from the live feeds and spoilers, but it just seems like she hasn't been able to make many alliances. in the house, and it feels like the protection isn't there. And I feel like there will be people to put her up because she's been on the block multiple times. And so yeah, I would probably say Kelly as well.
Yeah, I think you got it right there. Where you, yeah, Kelly, because I noticed that too. Even though like Keanu's social game is improving, I think
Hmm.
Kelly's is too, but not as much as it needs to be. Like she's
Hmm.
not. I don't really see her forming alliances. I don't see
Yeah.
her like making too many deals. And then I think people are warming up a lot more to Keanu than Kelly.
Hmm.
You still hear the talk about like the talk about Kelly in the house, gets like on the lives, like how what the house thinks of Kelly, and
Yeah.
it's still not as good as it needs to be in order to for her to make it far. But the
Hmm.
fact that she hasn't been on the block for 2 weeks versus Keanu, he only got like this week was a break,
Right.
right? Last week, yeah. So I think Kelly would probably be the one that needs to win it the most. Um, but I heard that she was also a little bit upset that Rachel didn't pick her to go up on the thing. I heard. I don't know. To be on the
I
block,
I
I'm like,
heard
I
that
don't
as
know.
well. I
She
was
stressed me out in the house. Still stresses me out now. Uh,
I don't I was a little confused by that as well. I didn't
I,
understand the logic.
I think I don't know. Maybe she likes Riley that much, and she wants to protect them, or maybe she also wants to build like such a crazy resume. Um, because I don't know who she's trying to take the final two besides maybe Vince, but like she should be wary of Vince, especially since the Adrian vote. And
Right.
then when I told her, like, hey, are you noticing Vince is walking in every room with everybody and he's like not naming any names? Like, I pointed it out, but that was like a few weeks ago, so it may be irrelevant, but I think it's still in the back of her mind. She won't take Keanu because he's a beast. She doesn't want to go out. She's thinking of going after Rachel. I think I heard Lauren say a thing on the lives that she wanted a reason to go after Rachel because I think Rachel was on Kelly's radar, but
Mhm.
I think Rachel's trying to work with Kelly and Keanu to an extent.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
so
mean, her and Keanu made that final two, right? And so they're the
yeah,
frenemies, the final two. So, which would be it would be kind of cool to watch as a fan to see that
it would
final
be.
two actually make it. But yeah, I don't know if she's actually going to take Keanu to the very end, if we're being real. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, she said in the episode that she's not going to take him
yeah,
to the end because he has too big of a resume, too big of a resume.
yeah,
And I would agree that it would be a hard sell, even though Keanu may not be like super liked,
yeah.
like, but like also is Rachel that liked more than Keanu? Maybe a little bit for sure, but like I think Keanu definitely has a chance against Rachel. So yeah, I don't think it would be smart of Rachel to take Keanu
Yeah.
to the end. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Hold on, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so predictions. Who do you think will be evicted tomorrow?
I think a lot's going to change in the next, what is it, 10-24, in the next 22 hours, 23 hours. But I mean, as of right now, I've been trying to keep up with Twitter. I've been trying to follow the live feeds. It is, in my opinion, it'll be like Riley. I feel like tides are turning on him, but also like I still feel like there's a push for Mickey. So I don't know. It felt like earlier, I think it was like yesterday or today, they were kind of airing out Mickey's business, no, on lives.
I think so. Who was it? I wasn't actually. Yesterday was the only time I wasn't on lives that often. Um, I think they were because that's why the judges were made. The
Yeah,
alliance of judges because
yeah,
they realized that they're like, yeah, Mickey's doing this, and Vince is gonna say yes. He's in the hot seat right now,
mhm,
and so that's why I'm like, I don't think Rachel's gonna trust Vince. And I heard that like this judges alliance is only gonna work if they actually stick with it. If Vince
mhm,
doesn't tell anybody,
yeah.
but I mean, Vince says a
Who
lot of things to people.
chat? Who do y'all think is going to be evicted? I'm very curious in this as well.
I think this is like okay. So I watched the live feeds, and so this is my prediction, right? I
Hmm.
know that Mickey's in the worst spot from the live feeds from today. So spoilers again. From the live feeds today, I have Mickey is going to be gone no matter what. This was based on live feeds from around 3 o'clock.
Okay.
So this could have
Okay.
changed, right? Mickey is
Yeah.
going to go no matter what unless he wins Blockbuster.
Mhm.
Next person is Morgan. Morgan will go home if she is against Riley, and
Mhm.
Riley is gonna stay no matter what at from 3 o'clock today from the live feeds,
I
and it's
know.
because Lauren feels she wants to give her the vote. Catherine's gonna give her the vote. Kelly's gonna give her the vote, and Keanu. That's four, right? Keanu. That's four, right?
Mhm.
Um, Vince. I heard him talking in the live saying he wants to keep Riley. Um, so that's five. But Ava also said that she wants to keep Riley. I think if anyone's going to be a swing vote this week, it's going to be Ava and Vince. But since Vince is already talking to Lauren about keeping Riley,
Yeah.
and Ava wants to keep Riley,
She does. She does. That's
so
why
it's
this is
like
gonna be. I mean, oh man.
Nikki's in the worst. But look, here's the nail in the coffin for me. Okay,
Okay.
the left side of the memory wall curse. She's the only one on the wall on the left side of that memory wall left. It was going to be Lauren, but she wanted the veto because Lauren was supposed to be the replacement nominee. So I knew immediately when Mickey was up there, I was like, it's going to be Lauren or Mickey going home this week. Just because of that left side. Yeah, and it's so crazy. I remember at the beginning of the season, I was like, what if one side of the memory wall just teams up and like, hey, let's go out to this side, like the other side. That would never happen. But the fact that it's unintentionally
It's a
happening,
curse. It is a curse to be on that left side, man.
I
I don't
was
know why
like,
they put us on the left
I know. I
side.
remember Amy and Zay were coming out. I was like, I looked at my memory. I was like, mine's gonna stay right this week. It ain't going nowhere. Every someone else is gonna leave, and no, it was me. But anyway, but yeah, I remember that. But yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I think it's gonna be Mickey. The only way she wins that blockbuster is because of the left side of the memory wall, based off the live feeds.
Right.
The
Let me
next one,
see.
I was gonna do a question.
I got you. I got one. Zach, how
Okay.
did you feel after Morgan evicting you after you told her your power? Look, game is game. And I realized after the fact she was fighting tooth or nail for me. Up to the very end, obviously she had to make the best game decision for her. And like I said, there were a bunch of middle votes last year. And, her and Mickey were massive votes to try and keep me in the game. Obviously, it didn't happen. So game is game. I respect what she's trying to do. And yeah, let me see. Do you have another question?
I was going off the ones in the thing and says, what was your favorite meal in the house and who made it? I mean, I know mine. I don't know about you.
Um, you go first.
Dude, it was PB and J's. It was like it's probably what the bread scene came from. Because I remember you,
Dude,
Will, and Vince were saying you gotta hide the bread for me.
you
And it's because I ate
hounded
so
the
many
loaves of bread.
PB. I didn't eat that much.
You
I restricted
hounded
myself
them.
from eating so much. I kid you not. I kid you not. Today or this whole week, I've been eating like PB and J's at least twice for at least for 2 meals a day, at least bare minimum. PB and J's. I kid you not. I love peanut butter and jelly.
I will never forget this. There was one day you threw a PB&J. I don't know if it was in the fridge or like in somewhere. You had an emergency PB&J after
Okay.
we had already ate. And you
Yes.
whipped it out, and I'm like, "Why did you already make this, dude?" And you're just like, "Oh, I just have to have my PB&J."
No,
Come
no.
on,
Okay. So I kid you not. I make my peanut butter and jelly. Then they call me somewhere else. And then I come back and they finish making dinner. And I didn't want to be rude. So I ate the dinner that they made. And
yeah,
then, but you can't take all because, we eat a lot. So we can't eat all because if we eat how much we would normally eat,
right,
then we'd be out of food and then we wouldn't be saving some for the rest of the house. So we take small portions. And I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'm still hungry. So I'm going to eat that because I ate two of the peanut butter and jellies. And I had one left over. So I put the one in the bag and then I eat. And I was like, you know what? I'm still hungry. I'm gonna go back and get that PB and J, and that is what happened. So I was like, that's where that came from. It wasn't left over. It was actually pretty fresh. But yeah,
Oh my gosh. I got another one here. Whatever happened to have-nots? Have-nots lasted for the first 3 weeks, I believe. So the first week it was four, then it was three, then it was two the final week. And like we were kind of expecting that final week to be a wall comp or some type of scenario where, if you fell off the wall first, of course you're one of the have-nots. And obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, it just kind of went away after week three. But yeah, that's what ended up happening to the have-nots. It kind of just like faded into oblivion. There's nothing
hey,
left.
some people again predict that it's gonna be the wall comp next because it hasn't been an endurance comp.
Yeah.
And so we will see. I don't even know at this point. I don't know what composition would be next for HOH.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what this blockbuster will be because they haven't put out what it is.
Mhm.
But it's going to be interesting to see because it depends if it's physical, if it's skill, if it's luck. If it, I doubt it's luck because luck is usually the one you use if it needs to be quick.
Right.
Um,
Right.
or yeah,
My hard read, my guess, and I feel like I've been wrong in every single guess that I've made so far this season, is that it will be the Survivor one where Rubina won last year, where it's like you have to untangle yourself with the
the
rope
rope.
and you have to go through that jungle gym type deal. That's my guess, just because I don't know if they change the blockbusters depending on who's on the
I
block,
think
but
they
it's just
changed it. So
I
yeah, I don't think they don't do the same comps back to back unless it's
right.
iconic. In at least from what I've seen, right?
Mhm.
So that's why I believe the stacking game was going to come back because it's been a while since they had it. So I predicted that it would come back this year.
Yeah.
Um, I see in the chat sometimes I see the pressure cooker. It'll be interesting to see if the pressure cooker comes back and they skip the wall. If I was still in there, I'd be upset. But it would be interesting to see the pressure cooker too, because it would, I guess, even the playing field for everybody
Yeah.
compared to the wall.
Well, my question to you is like, if it is cooker or if it is, wall comp, who do you think has the best chances of winning either of those comps to be HOA?
Lauren, Lauren, Morgan, or Vince would probably because they have especially Lauren. I think they have the balance. They have the balance between strength and weight. I guess
Yep,
because weight is a huge factor.
I agree.
I know in the house they're like Riley's a bull rider. He's gonna have like the strongest arms, but the thing against him is he's really tall, so it's gonna be harder to hold on because you're
Yeah.
gonna all that force is just gonna be like you have to hold that up. Versus if you're a lot shorter, a lot lighter, you
Mhm.
could it's less distance to pull yourself up towards the wall than
Yep.
like bigger people. So I
Well,
think those three are like top.
yeah. The biggest thing against Riley right now is like when I left the house, he told me that he had like issues in his shoulder because of bull
Yeah.
riding and baseball. And so like he literally can pop his shoulder out of place like at will. And so I was like, bro, how are you gonna hold on to a wall? And then he also like he had like surgery on one of his arms from bull riding and he can't fully like extend his arm out, I think on his left arm. And so like that's why if it is a wall comp, I feel like that's going to really affect him. My two, you already hit it the nail on the head. I do think Lauren and Morgan have the best chance to win, wall comp specifically. It would be very like I think like pressure cooker or something like that. I also feel like Ava has a pretty good chance just because she's been like boasting about it in the house, how she's gonna like crush pressure cooker depending on what it is, and she's like
Mhm.
very, very high on it. So I mean
Oh, pressure cooker, yeah.
Ava
Yeah.
Pearl could definitely come through this.
Anyone, I think if you have willpower, I think you could
Yeah.
win
Oh yeah.
pressure cooker, but the only one that was in willpower would be Will.
You think?
Because I'm talking about like the our alliance we had called willpower. I was like, he was the only one left, but to be fair, yeah, it's whatever. But no, yeah, it never worked out. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, I think Lauren. I think she has a good shot of winning that. Some people said Kelly, but I just think she's going to really struggle when it comes to the physical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't underestimate if I was in the house. I'd never underestimate anybody.
Mhm.
Keanu. Some people say he's too heavy, but I think he still has a chance.
I
Because
mean,
I know,
he played football and he's won multiple comps, so he may just have the right headspace. But
yeah,
like
yeah,
just
because
based
it's
on
a huge
stats,
mental game.
yeah.
It's a huge mental game when you're on that wall. Especially after you pass like maybe 45 minutes, you're tired. You're like, dude, why am I up here? I'm
Yeah.
tired, you know?
Yeah.
I never tried the one in the house, of course, but I mean, I have my own, and I'm just like, I'm tired. I want to fall like towards the end. It's kind of like when you're working out, I guess, and you're just like, or what it, I guess, I don't know what it is, but you're like, you're tired, you just want to give up, but you can't. Oh, I
Right.
think when it's racing, like if you're running in like a race and you have to like a marathon, and then you're like you want to stop. Your feet are tired. You're tired. You want to stop. You
Mhm.
want to eat. You want to lay down, but you just keep moving on. It's kind of like that. You need to have that mindset. So if you don't have a good, strong mindset, I
Yeah.
think that the walk up is more mental than physical, in my opinion. But I won't get to know that from experience. I mean, maybe a little bit, but who knows?
Yeah.
So
Uh, Zach, what was it like seeing that Adrian train for comps? That was crazy. I actually stalked her Instagram afterwards and saw all the stuff. The balance beam, where it's like literally like 2 centimeters, and
yeah,
you're talking about the balance beam. That was crazy to me.
I
You
was
have
I
your
see
own
that
wall
today.
comp. I already told Adrian when we FaceTimed earlier that I want to fly out and we can do the wall comp together to see how like intense it is and how crazy it is,
Yeah,
and see how long that we can go for. I think that'd be a lot of fun
it's
too.
pretty hard, man. Like if I go all the way to 30, I don't know. I don't know if you would last that long, to be honest. Because again, my foot, the foot thing, I have a picture of it. It's on my phone, but I'm using my phone. It
Yep.
has it literally your foot is most of your feet are not even on the freaking footstool. So you're using a lot of shoulders. And when you go to max 30, I remember the first time, dude, I didn't even last like 30 seconds.
Really?
I think I only did 15 at max 30 my first time. But my first time I did it, I think I put it to like 5 or 8 degrees, and I stayed on there for an hour. So it was a
Jeez.
struggle though. But I mean, once you pass like 10 degrees, you can't, your back doesn't touch the wall anymore. It's just you're just too you're too much at an angle, and it's too much strength to hold yourself up against the wall. So
Mhm.
at that point, like, yeah, you just use, yeah, it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially I actually plan to make the foot bigger, like the footstool bigger, like where you put your foot.
Hmm.
But I accidentally used the wrong plank, and it was smaller. I was like, you know what, it's gonna be harder. I'm just gonna do that. So, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
answer another question. Let's see. There was one I saw. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Do you believe Keanu and Rachel's argument dynamics resemble that of a dysfunctional couple? I don't know. All I know is that I can see Rachel wants to work with Keanu. She kind of wants to, not like till endgame, but just work good enough, because I think she truly believes, based off how much Keanu pushes back and like is stubborn in his beliefs, like who has his back and who doesn't. I think she believes that Keanu really wants to take her to the end,
Hmm.
um, for the most part.
Yup.
So, but Keanu just doesn't listen. So I know she says like, "Don't tell Vince." He immediately says, "I won't." Goes to Vince, tells Vince, and then Vince tells Lauren, and it's just like I can see. I don't know if it's dysfunctional, but I mean, I think it's more like Rachel wants to work with her. No, Rachel wants to work with Keanu, but he can't. She
Yeah.
can't because he's just like, I saw a comment saying they want to ask Rachel Riley what's harder, raising her kids or raising Keanu, and I thought this was hilarious, hilarious, because you can tell she wants to, but he just he's a little bit, I wouldn't say sloppy. I guess maybe I'm being nice, but like his gameplay, if he just didn't, I guess,
He's so
talk.
set. I can say this. He's so set in his ways. So it's very hard to convince him otherwise. And like when I was in the house, for example, there would be multiple situations where he would come and talk to me. And it's like, it was very tough to like get my opinion across because it's like he's basically telling me what is going to happen. And so it was a little bit difficult in that aspect working with him. But I agree. I think Rachel wants to work with him, not to the very end, but yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, someone said add Jimmy the Live. I thought he's here for a second. I was like, no, he's not. But I know. Jimmy has a lot to say pretty oftentimes. He's not afraid to.
I saw his live stream on TikTok. He speaks his mind. I will say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And let's see. Let's go to what question? Let's see.
Do you
Sorry,
think the editing is accurately portraying the conversations? I feel like in the actual episodes compared to the lives, they have to like funnel it and they have to funnel the storyline in one way. So it's like you don't sometimes they aren't able to accurately portray what is going on. Or at least like a lot of the side conversations, if somebody's not exactly involved in that episode, that like they're still talking game. They're still talking to people. It's just they aren't able to show everything.
yeah, yeah. I would say that I said this. I already said this, but yeah, like we always say, like the real show is the lives, not the show you see. Even though that does happen, like I know, like I think it did. I don't think it explained too much why I was on the block when I was. Like it just seemed like I was just kind of put up. without explaining too much because there's only so much you can fit in an episode. And
Exactly.
like, of course, like versus lives, you see 24-hour, I guess, gameplay almost for the most part, or versus, but you can only fit so much in one episode. So live feeds are the closest you could get to the real deal. So it's not always like you don't always see that in the show because you get 24 hours of footage all in 1 hour. So I mean, there's that. I guess
Hmm.
I saw one. Let's see. I saw one. What was it? What? That makes no sense. If you had to choose between Adrian and Zach, who would you choose? I don't
I
know.
would
I don't know what
choose.
that means. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Did
Um,
did you sleep under the bed? That's a weird setup. I mean, yes. I mean,
I
I did.
took I took your bed after
Yeah,
you
I saw
left,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
I
I did.
took
And Kelly took. She took that bed now. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, yeah, I saw you immediately go in my bed. I was like, I should still be there. That was my bed. I never switched beds, but I was only there for 3 weeks. But yeah, I was like,
I
damn,
when I took that bed, every time I would turn, my knee would hit like the top part, and Will was sleeping above me, and I feel like I woke him up every single night, and I felt bad. It's so tight. I don't know why they did that in terms of a bed
yeah.
situation. Um, let's see.
Adrian, did you see that people ship you and Ashley? Yes, I did see that.
I saw
I
that
mean,
too. I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
that too.
I didn't think about that too much in the house, but I was like, it was interesting to see when it came out. But I mean, what about it? Uh, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Will and Ben said they were scared of Kelly because she's doing witchcraft. Do you know if that's true?
She's not. She's not doing witchcraft.
I don't think she is, but I think she is definitely scaring people with it. I
Yeah.
remember you seen it on the live feeds.
Mhm.
You see it mentioned Will and I forgot who just said the question was, but I was like, I remember one time she was talking about the moon and then like real emotions gonna come out, and I'm like, should I be scared? No, I was like, I don't know. So I think that's one of the reasons why she's not like some people aren't too fond of Kelly in the house from like the perception of the house because
Yeah.
you see on the lives that I guess sometimes she says something I wouldn't say out of pocket, but something that is random and walks away. And that's why I
Yeah.
was talking about like social game needs to start improving if she wants to think about longevity in this
Mhm.
game. Because comps are good. You want to win when you need to, but you don't want to need to win all the time because your life's online. You want to take, yes, she had 2 weeks off, but don't like that. You need to build relationships during those 2 weeks.
I agree.
But we'll see.
I will say this about Kelly. She is a very sweet person. She literally, before every comp that we both had to play, she'd pray with me. And I thought that that was an incredible thing. And so I will give her props for that. She was
Yeah,
very sweet in those moments.
I didn't even know that. I mean, see,
Yeah.
she's doing
Yeah.
something that. But you're not in there, so I guess that's not going to help too much anymore.
It
But
doesn't help anymore.
okay, so I see this question in the chat. Did Lauren show her cards too really? I'm going to say too
Too
early.
early. Too
Yeah,
early.
by using the veto. I think that's what they meant.
I mean, she drew a line, right, by making that in terms of her and Rachel's relationship a little bit.
I don't think if she didn't use it, I don't. Do you think Morgan and Mickey would be that upset with her? Thinking knowing Vince is most likely safe
Vince is
with the
most
vote
likely safe.
if he had stayed there. Because okay, you go. I'm still thinking of my question.
No, I I don't know. Like I understand where she's coming from because like Vince is her final two, her closest person, like the reason why she did it, you know.
Mhm.
But I mean, obviously by making a move like that, you are definitely putting yourself in a position to frustrate some other people, obviously. And so um I I think she's drawing a little bit of a line, but that's just my thought on it.
Yeah, I think so too, because ideally she didn't use it because Vince would be safe.
Hmm.
But I understand her point of view that she just like Vince is basically her only last ally. not
Yeah.
her only last, but it seems like that at the moment. And she drew a line with Rachel. Rachel's gonna be upset with her. Um, Mickey, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I
What
will
happened?
say this though. Did you notice? I don't know if you're watching the lives today. They made another alliance. Did you see that in the bathroom? It would. There was like a group of them. Do you guys in the chat know what I'm talking about? This may be a spoiler alert, but
Was
like
it
I saw them doing like a little hand thing on Twitter, and they were
was it Vince, Catherine,
Riley, I think,
Riley,
Lauren,
Kelly?
Lauren
Lauren.
and Kelly, I think.
I don't know. I didn't see
No,
that.
I saw like a picture of it. I did. That's all
Okay.
I saw, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
they made another one."
okay, Tom. I see you. Did you see it? Not the Judges Alliance.
Not the Judges Alliance.
Can you someone name us? Okay. Yes, Keanu, Vince, Catherine, Riley, Lauren, and Kelly. I
Ah,
think I saw. I think I saw them in the bathroom talking, but I didn't see them make like the alliance official.
yeah,
But we'll probably see it in some lives or like some like those clips you see
yeah,
online.
yeah. They're eventually going to name it. I don't even think they
So
named
if
it.
it was fake, yeah, honestly, bro. I mean, I'm seeing this chat. So I'm like, bro, I agree. Like this, like all these alliances. What do they mean? They mean
I
like the
know.
bond maybe could have worked out if someone stuck with it. I mean, no shade, but if the bond just had stuck to the word, I think well, Ava really is the one. I think she really wanted to push it. She was the one naming it, saying they're the Bond girls. This is this, and so I was like, okay, you don't say no to the alliance, but like
Right.
I knew at the time like Will didn't talk to Vince that much, or like I didn't see Ava talk to Vince that much, and I didn't talk to Lauren that much, but I knew you were talking to her, so I was like, that's kind of fine. So I was like, but yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
It
and then
was. It was for me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. It was
go
for
ahead, go ahead.
me and Will to have like layers. Right. That was the ultimate goal. And then I find you and Will on the block at the same time. So I'm like, well, this really sucks.
Yeah,
Um.
but I knew Vince and Kelly and I were in like a final three that was unnamed because Kelly refused to name it. And I was like, I knew they had a final two. I didn't tell you that. Maybe I should have.
What the heck? I'm just kidding.
No, no, no. I mean, maybe I should have because when I was telling you about Vince, and then I'm like, but like, yeah, I didn't. You didn't tell me everyone in that you were aligned with, like the heavy hitters.
Hmm.
Uh, so I was like, because like you and Rachel, I never saw.
Hmm.
You and Jimmy, I didn't see.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could be, but like I didn't really care. But like I couldn't see y'all. But to be fair, you guys weren't didn't seem too committed to each other at all. And
We
that's the reason
never
why it didn't make
we
sense.
dude, we met maybe twice that entire time that we were in there before
The
Jimmy got
bond
kicked
never
out.
met after that.
We never met. Also, granted, it is incredibly hard to meet all four, five, six of us.
Because
Like it's
everyone was
just
so
so hard.
scared. Everyone was so scared. Like no one wants to lock the door in the HOH room. And
Yeah.
then we were trying to, but then we were trying to get you, but you were just talking to Morgan in that freaking havoc. And I tried getting. That's why I came out. And I'm like, they're not budging. Then Vince tried. I think he's gonna come out, but I was like, we're all there. I finally get Will to get up, but then Keanu comes up because he's just walking around. And then after he came up, Will's like, I'm going back to bed. And then
Yeah.
after that history, the thing, because I remember we tried to meet, but you were always busy with somebody and you wouldn't leave. And then I guess it makes sense because you can't just like, oh, I'm going to go talk to someone
Yeah.
else.
Hey, I'm gonna just like get up and leave real quick. I've got a very important meeting to attend.
Yeah.
I will say this. I don't think we've covered Morgan revealed my power to Lauren. What did you think of that play?
What do I think of that play?
Hmm.
Uh, I thought it was a good effort for trying to, but I didn't know if it would really appeal. Like it, I don't think it would make because I think her point was like, hey, Zach cared about me enough to
Hmm.
tell me about his power, so you should use on me because Zach is what this is what Zach would have wanted me to stay.
Yeah.
And maybe that would have worked, but like if she knew Lauren, I don't think that was gonna like over Vince. Like I
Yeah.
think like from her game standpoint, it just makes more sense. But I mean, good effort, A for effort, but I didn't think it was gonna make do much sense.
Right.
like Lauren did laugh in the DR, like it was
Mm.
that like it was obviously a ploy. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it really hurt her game, but I don't think it helped at all. Like it's
Yeah.
because like things like that, it doesn't really matter. And like I can't see a world where you use that against her in like later in the game. Like Zach told Morgan, so we should target. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that
Yeah.
even coming back to bite her in the butt. But I mean, I could see her trying because when you're on the block, you're gonna try anything.
Yeah,
But
last ditch effort. I get it. But also Morgan realizes how close that Vince and Lauren are to each other. So I mean, like, I respect the effort 100%. But I mean, if anybody was going to be taken off the block, it was Vince, like since the start. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I just wanted to ask you about that because I saw that in the episode as well.
yeah. Yeah, I think because I didn't watch the whole live feeds and I can't watch it 24/7, but I will say this that I think if she was going to pitch to Lauren, that she should have pitched something more than just Zach told me this hour. That is irrelevant at this point.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
like yeah, it's like offer like, hey, I have safety. These people are coming after you.
yeah,
You may get Rachel mad or blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
for sure.
That makes sense.
I agree.
But,
I agree.
but let's see, is that all the questions? Most of it. But I mean, tomorrow is the I don't know if I'm gonna do live tomorrow. Actually, for
I
maybe.
I think I have an interview with somebody after the lives tomorrow, so I will not be able to hop on with you.
Yeah.
But I will definitely be tuning in. We will I will still call you regardless if you have a live or not, just to
Okay.
hash things out. You're literally my guy whenever it comes to things that are happening in the house. It's like I
Yeah.
always call you, I text you, I'm like, bro, did you see that? Blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be. Yeah. I think Mickey's gonna be screwed either way, just because of that memory wall thing. I'm sorry. I'm like she's cooked. Whoever and then next who's up there? It's okay. Mickey, Lauren, and Ava. I don't see
Ava.
how Ava's gonna be out. She might be the one that breaks it. I could see Lauren potentially seeing it, but I know you're, yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. After Mickey's gone, I think the right side of the memory wall is gonna lose a number, right? It has to be. It has to, right? I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
You
That
know
whole left
what?
side,
I'm riding with you. I'm riding with you on the left wall curse because I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be voted out, and then all of a sudden, another person on the left side of the
yeah.
wall gets voted out. So, I'm gonna ride with you on that. Obviously, things can change in the next 20 hours, so we'll see what happens. Who do you think's going to win the blockbuster, Riley, Morgan, or Mickey?
That's the thing. I'm trying to see if it's more physical luck or whatever, because I think if it's physical, Riley has the advantage, right? It's the
Mhm.
one thing I wanted to do coming in because some things, require a little bit of physical, some of
You
it mental.
can't.
Like yours were physical, but also mental.
I will say this though, you can't count Morgan out on physical. I think she has a
Yes,
she's athletic. There's a
I
good
think
chance.
I think Morgan said she just lasted longer in like more mental competitions based off like her resume. I think Morgan has a better chance
Mhm.
in a mental comp than Mickey, but I think they're pretty even. But Mickey and Morgan, I would say, have a better chance at a mental comp over Riley, but Riley has a better physical chance. So I'm interested to see if it's like all mental. Like if you saw Kelly's blockbuster, that was like all mental. Like I'm sorry, but
Yes.
that one, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yours was kind of like I would say skill. Like you need to be fast, but you also needed the pattern.
Mhm.
Also, I'm gonna recreate yours the your blockbuster, Jimmy's blockbuster, and I'm thinking Flea the Scene, the one Keanu one with the steps.
Are
So I
you
want to
serious?
recreate those. Yeah, the steps are going to take a little bit because I wanted it to be a little bit like someone picked the pattern. Like I go up to someone here, pick this pattern, boop, 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 and that's what lights up, and you have to step and figure it out. So I was
That's
like,
sick.
so I because I wanted to play these comps too, but I wanted to make them. So I mean,
Right.
like, 'cause I would love to host a party with like past alumni or
Yeah.
just our season who gives a flip,
Yeah.
and we all compete against like the wall comp, right? Jimmy's blockbuster. What do you call it? Your blockbuster. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't watch yours today. I'm like, bro, I don't know. I think you were locked onto one, and you didn't realize you had like two stacked, and
I
like
know.
I think you were just
I
so set on one that I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
I will tell you exactly what happened in my blockbuster. So when we walked in, okay, like this is before everything happened. I glanced at the puzzles. They were really trying to like hide us, you know? And
Right.
so
Just don't nothing too backstage.
yeah, yeah,
Remember?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I had like my first two things like mapped out. Like when I started the puzzle is what I will say. I had like my first two steps mapped out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, these are the two wrong steps. And so from that moment, I should have downloaded the app. You know that game where it's like you can like that's the first thing that my friends told me when I left the house is like you should have downloaded that game. And I'm like, you are 100% right. I
You can
really will.
recreate it too, but the thing is, that game that I seen, they have so many stacked up. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
like at least from what I seen, there's like multiple. So I had to recreate mine because the last one I remember that stacking game was season 22 All Stars, and I
Yeah.
remember they were three poles with two stacks, but it had a top and a bottom, so it mattered which one goes on top and which one's go. Versus the one you had, it was four poles, three of them, and I was like, interesting. So I was like, I want to recreate yours because I think that'd be fun. I have no idea where I would store it, but I would. Yeah, that one looks fun. The hardest one is the I think the flee the scene one. That one I really want to make so bad. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how I'm going to make that portable
Yeah.
or how I'm going to make that to be nice, like where you could just kind of put like pick a number and it pops
Yeah.
up. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
simplify it, but I think I'm gonna start with maybe Jimmy's first. Um, because I already got like some of the parts for it and I just need to like start creating it. But like I love creating like competition if I'm Big Brother
You
stuff.
you tell me whenever you're like, Zach, I'm ready to compete against you, and I will fly out and we will run this thing for sure. I'm excited. I'm really excited for the wall. Let's do the balance beam one so I can redeem myself with like 1 centimeter of it.
See, I felt like the one that you guys had. I love the idea that you could eliminate people like the fastest one wins each round because like beforehand it was like whoever was just the fastest on the beam and everyone could
Yeah.
select it. So
Yeah.
right,
Right.
and that's what I was kind of planning for. But when I saw how thick it was, I was like, okay, this is a little different because I felt like it would have been so easy to run. So like Riley did have an advantage because he just has long legs.
Hmm.
But I was like, Keanu was fast. Like I was training so hard to run fast on a thin one. And because I'm like, anyone can kind of run on a thick one, but I felt like I would have been a lot more comfortable than like the average
You would
person
have
running
felt
on
so
thing.
much more comfortable, 100%.
Yeah, because like I was doing it today and I was like, I always get annoyed because I didn't get to the fourth pole because each one's like maybe 16, 8 feet each. So it's like when I got to the fourth one, so you could do the math there, I was like, I was kind of starting to fall. I was like, bro, what's wrong with me, bro? This is usually easy. But I did make it to the majority, like three, like 7/8 of the way. No, 2/3 of the way. I don't know. Sure, I don't know. I don't know. My balance beams are so thin, but like my biggest one is like this thick.
I
So it's
got you.
like so
Yeah.
it's kind of it's a lot nicer. So like I can imagine because I took a picture of you doing it and I saw your foot and you still had a little bit of space in between. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay, that would have been easy. Riley did have the good idea of like not even running into the horse, but rather just stepping it. But he has that reach
Yeah, he
over
does.
like the guard. But so we would have
Well,
seen.
I know. All right. Well, I gotta bounce.
Yeah,
But it's always great talking to you. I
always.
even if you don't hop on live tomorrow, I will give you a call and we can kind of run it through ourselves of what
Yeah,
actually happened.
yeah.
But yeah, man, is there anything else?
I mean, I think that's it. I mean, with that being said, I would say good night. I love everyone here. I mean,
Love you guys.
I'll talk to everyone next episode,
For
right?
sure. Absolutely.
Sure.
All right. See you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Peace.